Hello and welcome to this year's Transfer Weekly, and this year I've got something special for you guys. This year it's going to be exclusively on Eagle Eye Football. I'm happy about this one. Yeah, the first instalments today, I'm going to be talking about a personal roundup about who we should be going for, what positions we should be going for, and in the upcoming episodes I'll go on to a more in-depth deep dive, going through stats and seeing how they fit into our system and other stuff like that. So we'll see what Vieira and Doogie have got in store for us this window, and yeah, I'll give a rating out of 10 to see how good it is. But this week, I'm just going to be my own personal overview about where we should be going for. Some little name drops here and there for who we're linked with, but that could change until next week. But yeah, let's get straight into this one. But before I tell you what I think, what else does the other host of Eagle Eye Football think? Let's roll their clips. Let's see what they got to say. Roll that.
Right, big up JC, big up Eagle Eye Football, and big up everyone who's currently watching. These are my 3 top positions for Crystal Palace. For me, I've based them purely on the crucialness of getting them for next season. So if there's a position that I think is we're kind of covered for next season, I've left it out. But my top 3 is defensive mid, another centre mid to replace Conor Gallagher. And also, I've actually gone for a bit of a left field one, excuse the pun, but I've gone for someone who can cover left back in case Tyrick Mitchell gets injured. Cool, thank you.
Yo, big up, this is your boy Rich, and this is a quick video just to kind of give my insight into the positions I feel we need to cover most importantly at Palace. It's a tough one because I feel there's a few positions, but one area I feel is key personally is the right back area. Now, if you know, Wardy and Klein have done really well this season, but we obviously got a new playing style. You know, we've got a lot of youth in there, and I think we're trying to make our right back a bit more expansive. You know, and that would obviously give support to whoever plays right wing for us, whether Elise or if it's Ayew as well. So that's the first position. Second position, CDM. I feel we definitely need a CDM. As a priority. Jakub's obviously coming towards the end of his contract, hopefully he will renew, but if he doesn't, we definitely need to strengthen in that area. And obviously I know Hughes has played there, but he's a kind of a different type of, he's more of a ball playing DM than an enforcer or someone that really breaks up playing stuff. The last one's difficult. Reason being, it's kind of a toss-up between a goalkeeper and a centre-back. Now, obviously, Tompkins has renewed and stuff, but I still feel we're a bit light with just Mark and Joachim Andersen. But I guess, obviously, Wardy can play there too, so I think that might be a reason why we may not go for one. On the keeper front, Butler and the guys have done decent in their own rights, but we definitely need a better ball playing goalkeeper who is also a shot stopper. So I'm gonna say goalkeeper, even though I think centre back's important. I'm gonna say goalkeeper. So yeah, for me, right back, CDM.
So I think the positions that we need to really focus on in the summer transfer window, really, it answers itself, to be honest. We need another new right back, I think, because Klein and Ward, they're great, don't get me wrong, but we need a bit of youth there to match up with Tyrick's youth. Central midfield obviously has left a hole since Conor Gallagher left. That would be perfect. I know Palace are already looking towards in that direction. And then that third position, I don't really think that we need another striker or another winger. I think we're pretty much good with that. So, I mean, I'd like to see somebody challenge for Tyrick's position. I'd like to see him get a bit of competition for that. So I'm going to say fullbacks, both fullback sides, and a new central midfielder for me. Whoever that may be, let's wait and see.
just as I was writing the script, and when I was recording this, some news dropped. Some pretty big news, actually. The Ayew, MacArthur, James Tomkins and Nathaniel Klein have all signed 1-year extensions on their deal. This has changed up the video a bit because I was going to say we need to cover certain places, but it hasn't really changed it, you know. With this is just smart business, really, isn't it? I think everyone would agree with that. Put in the comments below if you disagree, but I doubt it. Because we need more squad depth, we need more quality in the squad depth, and if you've got more quality in the squad depth, we can go further and deeper into these kind of cup competitions and not actually slack off on the league, and hopefully not feel that dip in form because players are tired because of the cup matches. But, you know, Ayew, brilliant. Maka, insane. I think Tomkins is just cover, and Kleiny. We'll get on to Kleiny a little bit later, but still, it is still a great signing. So, the right back position. This is where I believe is the most important place which we need to strengthen / come into in this window. It's been the main focus for like the last 2 or 3 years at this point, because we haven't actually replaced Aaron Wan-Bissaka ever since he left. We've just had to stick out with Ward and Kelly, and then sometimes in the cup matches we had to go back to Sam Woods, who used to be a centre-back for the youth team, but he's not. I don't believe he's here anymore, and he's a centre-back anyway, but we tried to make him play right-back. But it's extremely ironic that the right-back we're linked with to replace Aaron Wan-Bissaka is Aaron Wan-Bissaka himself. Crystal Palace, what can I say? It is what it is, but for Kleiny to do what he's done for half the season last year, he's been brilliant, and him signing a new deal, which I've just touched on, is also brilliant. I just have to say that having Kleiny as a backup to Wan-Bissaka just leaves our whole squad with a lot more strength and a lot more depth in it. I'm going to be saying that phrase a lot because it's true. We need more squad depth. We need to have better players on our books all over the board, so we won't feel that dip in form, as I said. But Kleiny signing the new deal puts Wardy down a bit, moves Kelly down even further, but it gives us a platform to upgrade. It gives us two right backs, which are both really good, and we're not going to be disappointed if any of them starts, if I'm honest. And it makes me feel a lot better knowing that we're moving away from them times of having Ward, Martin Kelly, Zeki Friars, like, who else? Timothy Fosu-Mensah. Like we're moving away from that kind of calibre of player. We're going up, trying to show our intentions and see what we can do next year. Going on to the second most important position, in my opinion, is definitely the left-back position, because we ain't got more than one left-back. We've only got one of them, and that's Tyreek Mitchell. Tyreek Mitchell is 100% our starting left-back next season. He is brilliant. He's everything we could have ever wanted in a left-back. He's defensively sound. When he goes forward, he does what he needs to do. But Tyreek, when I watched the under-23s the last couple of years, he has been very injury-prone. I think we've gotten very lucky with how his form and his fitness has happened this year, because an injury-prone guy doesn't normally stay fit for a whole season very often, and I feel like we've rode our luck a bit with him this season, and we're going to need a backup. I feel like the perfect backup would be Ola Anna, I think. Yeah, don't grill me, please. Please. This is because Schlupp don't want to play left-back no more. We bought him as a left-back, but guess what? He thinks he's a midfielder now. Vieira's actually done a job on him, but this ain't about Schlupp. I think that this will be a good signing for us. He's not too old. He's 25. He's had Premier League experience at Fulham. An extra bonus is he's played in a back four with Anderson before, so maybe he could be a bit more comfortable in that sort of sense. Also, in the same way, he's a lot more attacking kind of fullback than Mitchell is. So that gives us like a different dimension to whether we want to attack teams a little bit more. Maybe rest Mitchell, go a little bit more defensive on the right side and play someone more defensively defensively minded, so we've got a more attack minded left back. It gives us more options. We can play different styles of football. Vieira can mess around with the formation as much as he wants, and yeah, more squad depth. Yeah, more squad depth, more quality. Listen, I don't see anything wrong with this, and he can't be too much money either. Defensive midfield position. This is probably where most people are going to come out and say this is the position. This is where we need to go. Because Cheikhou Kouyaté is stalling, it seems like, with his new contract. He's holding out a bit. Luka Milivojevic, it looks like he's off. I'm not sure where he's going. There's been links to Forest, Olympiacos. You know, you never know where he's going to go. Listen, Luka, you've done brilliant for the club. You have been our club captain. You've set the standard for the last couple of years. He's been good for us. No one can deny that. And if you do, you sure? He's been really good. He's saved us a few times. But this is a very important position because Cheikhou was instrumental last season in how he protected the back line, how he was sweeping up. And with Cheikhou, listen, he can play centre-back. He's had to play, I think, the 21-22 season. Or it was a season under Roy. He played the whole season at centre-back. And you need a squad player like that who's really good in midfield and can also do a job at centre-back as well. Listen, we need to get him to sign a new deal. ASAP. But some players which I think would be good for us would definitely be ones that we're linked with, obviously. Cheikhou Doucouré. That's probably our number one guy. He's a bit shorter than Cheikhou, which is probably the only downside, but strong on the ball, good passer, technical ability. Listen, this is the one thing that Cheikhou needs, and he'll be a brilliant player. But on the ball, Cheikhou Doucouré is awesome. He's strong. He's exactly what we need. And he looks very Palace as well. If he needs to, he can also switch into that box-to-box kind of role. Maybe like a bit of like a Will Hughes, which goes forwards a bit more, and he's really good on the ball. Someone else that we're linked with, Ibrahim Sangare. I was talking about him last window and the January window, and probably the window before that on my channel if you want to check that out. But listen, Ibrahim Sangare's got everything Cheikhou Doucouré does, but he only plays DM, goal scorer as well sometimes, and he's physically strong. Big guy, I think he's like 6'2", aerial threat, defensive beast. What more can you ask for? But both of them will thrive in Vieira's system. I think if you've got to choose one, I'll probably choose Doucouré. Lastly, central midfield. Some people might say we need goalkeeper, but if I'm honest, I think VG and Butland, they are more than good enough to go through another season. Obviously, you need someone with probably a bit better kicking ability than both of them, but it's not a necessity, is what I would come out of this season thinking. But with central midfield, we've lost someone extremely important to us. We've lost Conor Gallagher. He's leaving us on loan. If I'm honest, I think probably since about the third month of him being at Palace, we knew he wasn't coming back to Palace again after this season. He's too good. But I think from all the Palace fans to Conor Gallagher, I doubt he's watching this, but listen, Conor, I really hope that you get your minutes at Chelsea because you deserve it. You definitely do. And when he goes back there, he needs to get first team football because if he doesn't, it'll be a real shame. And I don't want to see anything similar to what happened to Loftus-Cheek happen to him. But with him going, we've got a massive hole left in our team, man. I cannot imagine a Crystal Palace midfield without Conor Gallagher in it anymore. Just the intensity, the goals, I think the technical ability as well, like knowing when to pass, when to run, when to get a foul, when to shoot. I think that's just something that doesn't come very naturally to most younger players like him. But I think the energy is the thing that hits most of us. How he's always there, he's always giving 100%, he's always in for the tackles. And there's one man that I feel like does this job. I don't think he does it as well as him, but in the Championship, Mr. Lewis O'Brien has done the exact same thing for Huddersfield last season and what Gallagher's done for us this season. He hasn't got as many goals and assists as Gallagher this season, but he's got everything else. The energy, the composure in front of goal when he needs to have it, and how he will always get stuck in. And that is just something that us as Palace fans, we resonate with completely. because even some players that they were awful, they had no technical ability, but as long as we saw them giving 100% every game, week in, week out, we knew that that guy is a proper Palace player, and we all appreciate him. So, because Huddersfield didn't get promoted through the playoffs, I think this is our time to strike. I know Leeds are interested as well, but we need to get this guy, man. He's creative when he needs to be, he's defensive when he needs to be, does everything that we need in our midfield. And listen, I think he's the perfect fit, and I don't think he'll cost too much because Huddersfield are still in the Championship. They were very unlucky. Lewis O'Brien played brilliantly in that playoff final, but unfortunately they didn't come up. But this is probably our time to strike to grab ourselves a brilliant player. And yes, that's it. That's this week's Transfer Weekly. I hope you guys enjoyed. Next week we'll go on more of a deep dive, more stats, more this, more that, talk about formations, talk about where they'll fit in, talk about more links. If something else comes up, I could talk about that. If we sign someone, I'm definitely talking about that. But you know, as always, like, comment, and comment if you got thoughts or anyone else that you think I should cover that we've been linked with. And most importantly, guys, subscribe. And this is Jordan. This is Transfer Weekly episode 1 of the 2022-23 season. And I'm out. Peace.